In this video I'm going to show how to randomize the question order of a multiple choice exam. As I said in the previous video, that's one of the ways to reduce cheating is if the questions are in a different order for every single student. Unfortunately, it's not a straightforward thing to do, but it's not that difficult. Let's say we've already created the exam settings like I showed in the previous video. So all of the settings are there. All of the settings are already set, but you don't have any questions. To create a randomized test for each student, rather than adding questions or finding questions from a question bank, you want to create a new question group. If what you're doing, there's two different scenarios. One is all the students are taking the same, let's say 90 questions. They're just going to be 90 questions randomized for each student, but they're all doing the same 90 questions. Then you would say, I want to pick 90 questions. You can call this something new. I just leave it as group if I'm doing it this way. And what you have to do is link it to a question bank. And so here we see that bioexam 7 through 9 has 90 total questions. When I click that and select that bank, it's now going to pick all 90 questions, but it's going to do so in random order for each student. So we can create group. It'll now pick 90 questions from that exam, and when I hit save and preview, you'll see that the first time I preview this, question number 1 is about taste and smell. If I preview it again, hit save. If I preview it again, it chose 90 questions, but now the first question is about the part of the cortex. So that's how every individual student will see all 90 questions, just in a different random order for each student. If you have a situation where you have more than enough questions in the test bank that you want to select, say, 10 questions out of the 30 questions available, it will randomly select 10 questions, and you want to do that for different chapters so that each student gets, say, 30 questions total, but the actual questions that any given student gets may be different from other students. That's the other option of how to do a group, and let me show you how to do that. So if I'm going to keep editing this quiz, I'm going to go to questions. I'm going to delete that group, and now I'm going to create a new group, and I'm going to call this Chapter 11, and I want it to pick 10 questions out of the Chapter 11 test bank. So I go to the Chapter 11 quiz. Oh, no, hold on. Here it is. Chapter 11 quiz has 30 questions. I want it to select 10 of those 30. So I select that bank, 10 questions from Chapter 11. Add a new question group. This is going to be Chapter 12. Select 10 questions. Link it to the Chapter 12 test bank, which has 30 questions. You have to remember to hit Create Bank. New question group, Chapter 13. Pick 10 questions. Link it to Chapter 13, which has 30 total. Select Bank, Create Group. Now this is going to be a 30-point test where 10 questions are selected from each chapter. Any given student may see different questions. If I hit save and then preview, not only are the questions in different order, keep editing, save, preview. Not only are the questions in different order, but different questions may be selected for each student. That really discourages cheating, because if all students take the same, say 30 questions, even if those questions are in random order, a student can sit while taking the test and take pictures of each question and then share those 30 pictures with other classmates. That would allow the students to, at least have a look at what the questions are before they take the test. If students know that the 30 questions that I get may not be the 30 questions that another student gets, they're less likely to be inclined to try to take pictures and share questions.